1 year ago today, the greatest podcast of all time was created, formerly known as the Acme Packers Podcast. A 15-year-old from Marquette, Michigan, and a 15-year-old from St. Louis, Missouri started a podcast where they would talk about the Packers, and they'd eventually be known as the Underage Packers Podcast. I'm that kid from St. Louis, Missouri. Thanks for tuning in to our 1 year anniversary special edition of Underage Packers. Joining me is my co-host, Big B. Big B, happy 1 year.
Happy 1 year. Didn't think we would make it at all.
Yeah.
Thought we would quit after the first month, but we made it. Woo!
We made it at least 1 year. We're going to be telling the story because I know a lot of people are always, they are so curious. They are so interested in our story. A lot of people all the time, DMs coming, flooding through, asking me about our story. I know a lot of people are interested in this. So me and Big B are going to go through that because I think this podcast has an awesome story that I'm so excited to tell today. So let's hop right into it. Back in 2017, I had started an Instagram page back in October of 2016 called Packer People 12. And Big B had started a page called Big Packers. Was it start of 2017?
Well, I started posting on the Hall of Fame game, that game that got canceled.
Oh, the not Hall of Fame game.
Yeah, but I was really just posting the post and not really doing much. But I guess that's really when I started, I guess.
Okay, so 2017 season, we go through that. And so we have that season, and we go to a game, and I'm trying to get my timeline right here. So in 2017, me and Big B, we had followed each other on our Instagram pages. And in 2017, obviously, that's the year that Brett Hundley gets hurt. And
Jamal Williams is a rookie, folks.
Very true. And me and Big B, we both decide to go to a game in October of 2017 where the Packers lose to the Saints. Brett Hundley's first career start. We didn't.
And it was rainy as well. That game was. That game was very rainy.
It was not the best of days, but I got to go to my first Packer game at Lambeau.
That was like my fourth.
I did have like front row seats very close to where they Lambeau leap, and I would have had the honor of Brett Hundley's first Lambeau leap if it had not been for the Tundra drumline blocking that section. So Tundra drumline is on my list. So we go to that game in 2017. Then in 2018, both of us head up to Packers minicamp. Not intentionally. And we have a great time there. And me and Big B, we are like the two kids there. And there is it's like
literally.
Literally there's only two children present at Packers minicamp because everybody else goes.
The two fat scalper guys.
Yep.
I think your brother.
Yep.
Right? That was your brother. And then somebody else standing back there who I don't know who that was, but
you have the cookie lady, I got there pretty early because, my dad, he wants to get there an hour before it starts, and thank him for that, specifically in this occasion. And we see this lady there. And this is unnecessary, but she gives us all the advice. She has her strong Wisconsin accent. A year later, we see her on like the Packers Instagram page, and she made cookies for the players going to minicamp.
And she was also on an ESPN video giving cookies to Charles Woodson.
Oh wow! So she really is the cookie lady around Packers.
She is the cookie lady,
really known as that. So I get Brian Balaga. We have a great day at Packers minicamp.
And I didn't get Brian Balaga, by the way. He got Brian Balaga. I didn't get Brian Balaga, and I was super jealous. I overheard him talking, and I'm like, God damn it, I missed out on Brian Balaga. I'm like, I'm still never gonna forgive him for that.
So yeah, Big B has his white football. He's a expert, a veteran. He goes to Packers minicamp, training camp more often than I do. So he knows what he's doing. He's got his white football. And after practice, I'm like, dude, we are not wasting any time here. I don't care if I have to see the last snap or miss the last snap or something. As soon as that the whistle rang for practice, I sprinted over that street and Big B was racing there with me,
Yeah.
and I got ahead of him right at like the ticket sales,
You
right
did.
in the middle of the parking lot.
Very slow. I was very slow that day.
Yeah, got
And
through him.
it's really funny because we both had the same mindset that we were racing, but
Yeah,
we didn't know it at the
exactly.
time.
It's like, dude,
It's so funny.
I'm going to beat you. I like literally I hated you in that moment. Now not
Too.
because like we literally were racing each other in our minds, and we were like, you know what, this kid doesn't deserve this. I have to get there first. And so
All I was thinking was, geez, I'm gonna die of a heart attack. This kid is so fast. My
thank you.
God.
Thank you. Um so we get to the gate, and we're getting autographs. We see Cole Madison. There was somehow this lady that was a huge fan of Cole Madison. It was kind of weird.
That
Um
was
yeah, she
I was
had
just giving him like a bunch of pictures and stuff.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly. So
that was weird.
yeah, the big rookie stars were Jair and Josh Jackson. I get my favorite player, Jair or Josh Jackson. And then Vince Bagel, the linebacker from Wisconsin, he comes over to us, and me and Big B are like probably standing right next to each other, like one
Yeah,
behind.
like
And
literally on top of each other.
yeah, and Vince Bagel, he gives me one of his gloves right here, and he gives Big B the other glove. If that ain't awesome right there, I don't know what is. I dropped my glove, so I was so excited to tell my brother and my dad that I got Vince Bagel's glove that I dropped it. I asked the autograph piece, but Big B gives me the glove that I dropped on the parking lot floor. I thank you so much, Big B.
I don't actually. I'm gonna finally tell you this. I don't remember that at all.
You don't.
So I do not at all. So I'm glad you remember that.
I really strongly remember uh you like picking it up, and like uh, I think I don't even know. I think like you were holding two of them, and I was like, hey, I think I'm looking for that or something. I know secretly that you wanted to keep both of them, but that's besides the point. So we both get Vince Bagel's glove. We following each other on Instagram, and then later that day, me and Big B, I see, oh, this is the kid who had his white football, and I've been following him on Instagram. So I DM him. I asked, is that you? And blah blah blah. So that's our communication up to that point. Um, Somewhere from 2018 to 2019, I asked Bibby if he wants to start a podcast, specifically on Packers Instagram fan pages. That is a weird niche, but I asked him if he wants to start this podcast, and he
And I
says,
said, absolutely not.
"Yeah, well, basically, he said, no, I can't, can't." And I don't
Right now,
blame him. That
that
probably
sounds
would
like
have
a
been
great
awful.
idea.
But that is so weird that I asked you that. And then so 2019 season rolls around, and me and Big B, we start doing these Instagram live streams before games. I think maybe just one day I was doing an Instagram live stream and you requested to join. So like almost every week of the 2019 season, I wouldn't consider us friends, but we were doing these pregame live streams on Instagram, just previewing the game, and pretty similar to what we do now. So after all throughout that season, we're talking like, dude, it would be uh so fun if we did like a podcast of this, or get it on Instagram TV or something. We just wanted something where it wasn't just Instagram lives and people could watch it after, because literally nobody watched. Literally nobody. We probably like our all-time high viewership of concurrent viewers was probably 4 or 5. So
Yeah.
that was the time to be alive. So the draft rolls around, and I asked people, all right, let's do this. And we record a first episode. Well, we had like 3 attempts at this thing. We tried to do Instagram FaceTime, and when you screen record, it doesn't record the audio. Then we tried to do a screen recording of a Discord chat, which also didn't work. It was super laggy and glitchy. So we had like 2 podcasts recorded, then we finally find this website called Anchor, which allowed us to record our episodes in it was a Skype chat that would automatically record episodes, pretty much. So, it was awful. I was using my iPhone earpods with the mic, and whenever I'd move them around, you could hear it. Awful quality. So, and then we have our first episode happens, and we're just talking about the draft.
All right, everybody, it is Packer People 12, as always, joined by the one and only Big B.
What is up?
So this is our first official episode of our podcast/show, the Acme Packer Podcast. We've been trying to put this together for a while now. A lot of errors, a lot of troubleshooting, but we're settling for this, and hopefully it works out. So today we are previewing the draft. This Thursday, it is officially draft week. I'm pretty excited. How about you?
I am very excited.
We have no idea, obviously, what it's going to turn into. Second episode, we had our buddy Norman on, who was on the channel a few weeks ago on our game Guess That Packer. And
during this little stretch here,
Mhm.
that website kicked me out like every 10 minutes. So I had to rejoin every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was brutal.
That's what I was going to bring up. Literally, we
Yeah.
were with Norm, and I was like, so yeah, we don't know why, but Big B kind of gets removed from the chat every 5 or 10 minutes or so. So that was a 20-minute episode that I had to edit down with this crappy editing system, and it was a mess. But we made it through. We have our draft talk. We go a few episodes, and then in July, episode 9, and we have Tom Grossi on.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Acme Packers Podcast. This is episode 10. How are you doing today, Big B?
Doing good. Excited.
Yeah, so today we have a pretty special guest. You know him, but more importantly, you love him. Packers Nation, give it up for Tom Grossi.
Insert applause sound.
Yes.
Yay.
And it was kind of an atrocity. But for Tom Grossi, I look back, I had the Zoom recording on my old computer, and we are the most excited kids in the world, and Tom is probably thinking dude, what did I get myself into? Another important thing to bring up here is another reason why we want to do this podcast is we played She Said TV trivia starting in March, and we were like, wow, that's you. Yep, that's the same exact YouTube username as my Instagram username, you genius. And played She Said TV trivia together and whatnot. So we're big fans of Aaron Nagel, obviously. And then it kind of takes off from there, where we just keep on putting out episodes. We get to training camp. We have our training camp special where Big B heads off to Lambeau Field and gets kicked off.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, I had to sit on the floor,
Mhm.
everybody is saying, and then I had to scrunch over. So I'm like this, looking under the gate like a moron. So that's pretty much what it's like, and it really hurts.
How long did you last before Mr. Mean Man comes and tells you to leave?
I think 5 minutes.
5
Wasn't very
minutes.
long.
Wow. Describe your interaction with him.
All right, so I had my phone on there so I can zoom in and watch it. So because it was kind of far away. And so I put my phone back on the concrete, and at the corner of my eye, I see this guy walking, and I'm like, oh, come on, please don't be coming to me.
We were having some viewers, but most of our episodes were 10 to 15 viewers. Then our big break was week 1 of the NFL season, where our friend Aaron Nagler joins us, and we have a great chat with him. I think we did pretty good in that episode for our first time having a guest on that wasn't my brother or Tom Groff. All right, so we put out a bunch of content on game day all the time. Then for some reason, I don't know who thought it would be a good idea to get a guest for every single week in the regular season. So we have
That's
Nagler.
on you. That's on you.
Yeah,
That's
that's
on you.
definitely on me. So we have Nagler on. We're doing a preview, a recap every single week.
And a bunch of videos in between that you don't want to miss on game days.
Exactly. The Big B's Big Three, why they will win. I cannot believe we kept all of this up for 16 weeks. And then, like the first few weeks of the season, it was nothing special, but we just loved talking about the Packers with each other. And it was so great because, outside of our family, nobody in our town is a Packers fan, maybe more so with Big B, but Marquette has a population of one person every 200,000 square miles. So even if there is Packers fans around, you don't have that much communication with them.
Yeah. And I remember, like, in the beginning of this, we would talk, we'd do the podcast, and then we'd talk for about like 2 hours afterwards.
Yes,
Like that was fun. I really enjoyed that.
that's I just remember that, like, all summer we'd have like 2-hour Zoom calls just talking about the most random Packers things of all time. Like literally, I remember one night where like you would read me like NFL records from or Packers records from your Packers yearbook, and I'd guess them. Like, dude,
That was fun.
that was a fun time. I
Don't know why we did it, but it was fun.
Yeah, I look back at some of our content. I'm like, man, we had some gold back in the day. I mean, but yeah, until we get down later into the season, we really were just doing these videos for fun. And we still are, but basically not too many people watching. And then in November, we get obviously, or December, another great big break when Aaron Rodgers notices my video. So that was a fun time. Big B gets his name of the Jamal Williams super fan. And great times all around. And that's how we became known as the Underage Packers Podcast. We've grown a great brand on Twitter. And I think my favorite thing about all of this is just the people we have met, people we get to talk to, not only having people like Andy Herman, Maggie Loney, all these different types of people on our show, but actually considering them friends or colleagues in this podcasting business. Big P, what is your favorite part of this whole experience when you're in?
Man, I'm not sure. I think during game days, you always hit me with the hard questions, and I have no idea what it is. So I just say like, Aaron Rodgers does a thing, and then does another thing. I think that's always annoying.
I love our YouTube channel. Always on that. We've got the chance to interview Wes Hockwitz, Mike Spofford just this past week. So it has been absolutely phenomenal run. I want to thank everybody who has listened to every episode. Not that probably outside of Norman, I doubt there's many who have listened, who have literally been here since day one. I know, our friend Nate Temple, Robin Lawrence, a great supporter, Joseph in the Samuel Cosme super fan, all these great people, and I'm definitely forgetting a few, but all these great people that have been watching and listening, enjoying our content, cannot thank you all enough. Underage Packers, 1 year anniversary, only a few more years until we are staff writers, digital media at Packers.com. We're working our way up.
Yep.
Any final thoughts? Any words of wisdom, Big B?
Thank you all for watching these two nerdy Packer freaks on the YouTubes and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Just really want to thank you guys.
Yeah. It truly, like, the thought that I always come back to is like people want to like, there are so many NFL fans out there, so many Packers fans, but the fact that people want to listen and they care what I have to say about the Packers is absolutely incredible. One question that I just thought of here: what is your favorite episode that we've ever recorded? Because there's 66 gems to pick from here.
You go first.
Yeah,
can't
let me
think.
look. I'm looking through here. You know what? I'm gonna have to go with our episode where we or the episode after the Rams, the win over the Rams in the division round. Not like that.
Wow.
I
That was
think
pretty-
back, that was just such a fun time to be a Packers fan. Like,
Yeah.
we were going to the Super Bowl, and there was no thought stopping that. Hurts to think about it now, but would that be your answer as well?
Sure. Yeah, I think so. That was pretty fun.
There was quite a bit of emotion in both the Tampa Bay reviews, especially after week 5.
I was
Dude,
gonna say
after
Tampa because there was so much bitching probably going on. But
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go Rams just to make it a happy memory.
Yep. Well, that's all we got for you today. Make sure you tune in. We're having draft content on the Weens coming out for you. Thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet already. 523 proud subscribers. Make sure you're part of the 1,046. We're back here celebrating 2 years. As always, go Pack Go.